It's a tough market for the young guys. A lot of guys get scooped up on the East End from some of the big private courses. We don't get much of a selection of new interns.
And it's very interesting now how difficult it is to find assistants, and that you actually have to really go out and work for them and recruit them.
I think that day of having an army of graduates coming from these university programs is pretty much a dying breed, unfortunately.
When I went through a tough period of recruitment, the light bulb went off that it was time to start training people that I had on staff full time to do the things that assistants can do.
I have to give credit to Dom Morales, who was the longtime program manager at SUNY Delhi. Dom must have heard me speak at some sort of chapter event or online webinar about this apprenticeship model. And fortunately, NYSTA already had an initiative early on about trying to engage youth into it. This sort of was that bridge between theory to practical, in my opinion.
With the workforce development initiatives that were taking place in New York State, it seemed like it was a great thing to try and do. It was something that Dom had the wherewithal and the foresight to kind of think about and plan for.
This right here was my classroom for the whole time that I was in the apprenticeship. I spent 1 week at Delhi for a lab, but other than that, the classes were all online.
There's something to be said where you're learning, obviously, the information online through a classroom setting, but you're also on property doing the work as well. So you're getting kind of the best of both worlds, You're not just burying your head in a book for 40 hours, learn something online, and then you go out and you see it in person the next day. You get a lot better understanding of all of it, I think.
And I'm a hands-on person, so I learn better when I'm hands-on working and everything, and it's a great feeling.
I would learn some technical book things, do my projects, my assignments, and then I could come out here with some guidance from one of the greatest teams in the world and actually practice the things I'm learning in real time right as I'm learning them.
Ryan did a great job. Within 1 year of being a second assistant, right to the first assistant, he's doing a fantastic job. I would say be ready to be a superintendent in the next maybe 3 years.
I went to bat for myself, and I was like, I'm gonna take the leap and take the bull by the horns, and I'm gonna do this. And now here I am. I've been doing it now 3 years and still learning every single day.
You're really looking for people, that want to advance themselves. Ryan, who's been my first apprentice, who has a 4-year degree from JMU, which is not in golf training. The talk with him was that this is the type of program that's going to put you over the edge to become a superintendent someday. You do need some sort of formalized science education because we're dealing with living, growing things.
I didn't really have much of a plan. I was going to work on golf courses, try to just get as much experience as I could. I'd floated around the idea of maybe going back to school and paying for that, but obviously that's a lot of money.
We gave him the time during work hours. He covered his shifts with other employees, and he was able to get his work done in a timely fashion on club time, which was a nice benefit because you're getting paid for it.
It's obviously great for the club from a tax credit standpoint, from a limited cost standpoint, and from an employee retainage standpoint, because employee turnover is costly, in any industry.
Really set up to just really help the golf club, as long as the golf club is willing to help the student and give them the time.
They've got skilled up in what they can do, they're earning more money, they're getting an education, and they're staying committed to their employer, which I think is a win-win. On the other side, for the employer, now you have somebody who they can retain longer because they're skin in the game.
There's a program that we've developed in New York State that paves the way, and it retains an employee for 2 years.
If you like a guy, you think he works hard, you think he could be a positive part of the team, take a chance on him. Why not?
It's an apprenticeship. It's just like being a plumber or being an HVAC person or an elevator apprentice. This is the classroom. The classroom is the golf course.
And I think there's a sense of pride for the superintendent that now they've actually developed a mentorship platform and they can go recruit in their communities. That is one big, I think, takeaway, and we're going to continue to see that impact with the NYSTA program. But I think for your average run-of-the-day club, they're going to have to develop somebody internally, and this is a program to help accelerate that. And now you've got ambassadors in your crew that can go to their friends in their local community to recruit, people into this profession.